Rivas. Going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point here.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid on a going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that, Ethan Olguin? My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer back to pass. Pressure. Gets out of it nicely. On the sideline. Got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right. And he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What a
there.
move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets.
Scored 2 offensive touchdowns yesterday. Those wacky Lions. 21-20 in Kansas City. Just when you thought you knew. We were right. Take the Lions and the points. We were wrong. We said take the over. We were right. We said football's back and it'll be fun. And now you're hooked and you're in and you're done for the next 5 months. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. How we living?
What it do?
All right. Surprised, not shocked. Is that right?
Absolutely. Surprised, not shocked. And the pick yesterday for me was pretty much Kansas City money line, Detroit covers, and it was a game in which there's so many things to come out of it. That Travis Kelce not being there offensively, it was an opportunity that so many of the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers failed to live up to.
Especially Kadarius Toney, who, if he didn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, there'd be no one in the NFL with more swag and has done less than Kadarius Toney. What a disaster that was for him last night. He cost him the game with not being able to catch football. Kadarius Toney lost to the Kansas City Chiefs that game. But then just the moments that Dan Campbell going for it, the fake punt and converting. The last fourth down, which I still think was the right decision to go for it on 4th and 2, trying to avoid giving Patrick Mahomes the football. Totally.
Why is Andy Reid going for it on 4th and 25? You know why? Because he didn't trust his team to stop the run at the end of the game. What a night.
You know, if I said to you, did Kansas City miss Chris Jones, their defensive lineman, more, or Travis Kelce more? I think I know how I would answer it. How would you answer it?
Travis Kelce.
I totally agree. Because offensively, that team in Detroit, they had, 368 yards of offense. Goff threw for 250, and they only ran the ball for 118 yards. It's not like they were running it down their neck. Now, they missed him on that last play, where they might have got the ball back, where it was third and 2, and they were able to get the first down where I needed a field goal. But other guys need to step up. Did I tell you Rashee Rice? Did somebody say Rashee Rice, by the way? Who was
If you
that?
listen and you put a prop bet on Rashee Rice, Jeff would have got you paid.
Did somebody tell you Rashee Rice was going to be one of those guys? 3 catches, 29 yards. He scored the touchdown, or one of their touchdowns. Blake Bell had the other. But he was targeted 5 times. Do you know who led the Kansas City Chiefs in targets? It was Rashee Rice, along with Kadarius Toney and Noah Gray.
Did he get any targets in the second half, though?
One. He had they threw to him into double coverage on a. Was it the 4th down play or the 3rd down play? They threw him into double coverage and never got to him. The ball
That
tipped
was
away.
a heck of a wide receiver rotation from Kansas City.
Well, they
That
ran
is
everybody
concerning.
out there. Yeah, they were trying to figure it out. Valdez Scantling led in yards with 48 with 2 catches on 2 targets. 2 targets. Justin Watson, Noah Gray, Pacheco, Rice, Bell, Jerick McKinnon, Edwards-Helaire, Richie James was in there, Justin Ross, Toney, Sky Moore. No catches, 3 targets. Sky Moore was the guy that everybody was telling me, oh, that's the guy. Look out for Sky Moore. Watch out for Sky Moore. Rashee Rice is going to be the breakout guy in that group. I'm just telling you. And I've been telling you that for, I don't know, for weeks. He caught their touchdown. All right, so you concerned about the Chiefs? Or is it say more about the Lions or more about the Chiefs last night? What did we see? We saw, because I'm going to tell you.
I think this was a game where you're concerned about Kansas City's receiving core. Like Travis Kelce comes back, they'll convert some of those third downs. But I did not see anything from Sky Moore. I did not see anything from Kadarius Toney, other than he let his entire team down. Rashee Rice is going to get more opportunities, but they are committed to a huge rotation with every piece of that offense.
Do you think that'll get tighter?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know if it gets tighter for a while because I don't know who they're going to trust after that game. And for Detroit, it was still a really good game defensively. Because for them, Patrick Mahomes is a really hard quarterback to deal with because he's comfortable holding the football. He's comfortable taking his time, letting things develop, going off script so many times, sneaky with his legs, rushing for first downs early in that game. And that can be really frustrating when you have to cover for that long as a team. I thought throughout the entire game, Detroit handled that very well on the back end.
DC, what do you think of last night?
Wow, there's a lot to take from it. I think when I walk away, I think I take more from the Lions side, actually. I liked how they used Montgomery a lot. I think that backfield's going to be very tough to stop.
They gave him the ball 21 times. Jamar Gibbs 7. Jamar Gibbs was electric and exciting, but they leaned on him 21 times.
Yeah, that's an interesting split right there. But I think that's a 1-2 punch that we're going to hear a lot about this year.
Okay.
Amon-Ra St. Brown looked good. He made some tough catches, got the touchdown.
He's really good. 9 targets.
He seems like he's emerging as one of those really top of the line stars. So I think that's a fun team to watch. I thought Jared Goff made some really good decisions. He was safe and smart with football. He didn't do great for my fantasy team, but I mean, in real football, I think the Lions are pretty legit.
Yeah, I think so too. So here's what I take out of it. I think Mahomes is going to start figuring out who to trust and who to not. Right? That's why I think the rotation gets tighter. Does he keep going back to Kadarius Toney? I mean, maybe another week. But at some point, they're going to go, wow. And Kadarius Toney is going to get hurt and not be in the lineup pretty soon anyway, right? I mean, who led in targets? It was he went to the tight end position, right? Between Gray and Bell, there were 8 targets. So he's going to get his guy back. I don't believe Kelsey's missing another game. Right, so I think they're going to be okay. He's going to find a guy on the outside. Is it Scantling? Is it Rice? Whoever it happens to be. They got to run the ball better than they did. 90 yards and 45 of them were from Mahomes. So 45 yards for their running
and that's
game.
a problem.
Yeah, it's a
for
real
that team.
problem.
But that also shows that front 7 of Detroit's really good.
Well, and that's where
Adrian
I was
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Oh, Hutch was good.
Aiden Hutchinson was terrific,
and
that's why he was their top pick, and that's why he was a all rookie and That's why he's going to get paid.
And if you're Kansas City, you believe you can overcome everything because you still have the best quarterback in the game.
Okay.
But I am a lot more worried about that offense than I thought I was going to be, especially because their right tackle false starts in every pass play.
I think that's
and
right.
And they didn't
also.
call it until the end of the game, which is wild.
So, a couple of things on Detroit, because everybody's going to focus on Kansas City. And I think, understandably so, they're the Super Bowl champs. They lost at home. Second year in a row, by the way, the Super Bowl champ has lost at home on opening night. The Bills beat the tar out of the Rams last year. Jared Goff, when protected, when clean, is better than efficient. I'm not going to tell you he's great, but I think he's good. Jared Goff's got weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown was targeted 9 times. The Laporta tight end, the rookie, seems like a pretty good draft. I think at one point during the broadcast, who's on the show? Was it Jericho? Said, I guess they had a pretty good draft, right? And their line looked pretty legit. I get it. Chris Jones wasn't there, but I was impressed. And they only scored 21 points. They didn't light it up. And so, are you concerned that they only? And actually, they only scored 14. Right, because one of them was a pick six. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and crown their ass yet, right? As Denny Green once said. But I thought it was impressive going in. Those
are games that this team wasn't playing or winning last year.
Or at least early last year. Yeah.
Everything was
shootout
when they started winning games at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I thought they'd be better offensively. I really did. And I know we all did because we all picked the over. I thought they would be better offensively. But again, what is the adage going into early games? Defense is usually beyond the offense, right? The defense is usually better than the offense. I was impressed with what Detroit did, how they handled it down the stretch, how Dan Campbell managed the game. Look, man, if you're Kansas City, yeah, you should be concerned. You'll get Kelsey back. You're going to be okay offensively. I do believe that. Chris Jones is going to come back. I don't think they were bad defensively. Why do I think they missed Kelsey more than Jones? Because they only gave up 14 points. Jeffrey was 21. I know one of them was a pick six. I'm not concerned about them. I think defensively against a good offense, I thought Kansas City performed pretty well. Now, they didn't get the stops when they needed them at the end. Detroit leaned on them, wore them down, and got what they needed at the end, right up the gut, by the way, where Chris Jones would have been.
Which I was surprised on that last 4th and 2 play from Detroit that they decided to drop back at midfield.
Yeah.
I thought they'd just line up, give it to David Montgomery.
Like they did on the third down play.
Just like they did to end the game when Kansas City was out of timeouts.
Yeah. So that's
but I still love the decision from Dan Campbell. Be aggressive. Go take that game. And then defense stepped up.
And they did. Lions are 1-0. Chiefs are 0-1. It's up to you to respond now. 505-246-0610 is where we are. Area code 505-246-0610. You can send your emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter or the Xer, it's _JJ Buck. Facebook is still, or is it Meta yet? It's what are we? The OD and the OD and the AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian's producing. All right, we got a lot to do today for you. George Carter's going to be with us at 8:30. George, the former Lobo linebacker, he will be the color analyst on the television broadcast for 4 Lobo football games this year, starting tomorrow against Tennessee Tech. And so we're going to catch up with George. I know you've seen him out of practice quite a bit this week. And George is really good and knows the game. So we're going to talk to George about Lobo football and why he expects tomorrow to be way, way better than it was last week. Nick will join us at 9 o'clock and get you a golf tip. When we return, he got paid. Joe Cool got Joe stacks of money, and he is now. Does it feel like every day we're talking about the new highest paid player in the National Football League? Well, we got another one, and we'll tell you who that is when we return on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. All right, so you got all these safety precautions, right? You've got cameras and you've got alarms and you got all this stuff, and it's still not enough, right? You need IPS, and kind of IPS needs you. Aaron Jones started IPS back in 2006. 4 Hills, protecting homes in 4 Hills. Now, homeowners and business owners all over Albuquerque, Santa Fe, trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. And that's his business. Aaron's business is to protect homes and businesses. He needs your help. If you are a former or retired police officer, if you have military or security experience, and you want to make our city a better place to live, fill out an application at ipsglobal.com. They got world-class professionals who will train you to handle almost any situation. You'll work for a great company, and you'll be doing wonderful things for our community. Give them a call. Find out more. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. You can go online at ipsglobal.com. Join IPS if you want to make Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You want an exciting and fast-paced podcast based on one of the most popular segments in the history of The Rich Eisen Show?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stock.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Sports Animal. Off and running, boys and girls. You got a good game. The other reason, what was the other reason? What was the main reason I took the Lions and the points yesterday? Do you remember what I told you yesterday when we were going through it during the red zone yesterday? NBC always gets good games. If that was an Amazon game, I might have gone the other way. No, honestly, for whatever reason, and I'd love to see the numbers, but if I told you 90% of the NBC games over the last 2 years were one possession games, you think I'd be wrong? You think like that percentage would be too high? They never get a blowout. Now, most NFL games are relatively close. I say most, meaning 70%. I think are decided within one possession. But their numbers are unbelievable. And this was another one last night. Chief fan, it's time for you to get in. Are you concerned? I asked the question, is this more about the Lions, which I think it's more about the Lions than the Chiefs? Text line says, outstanding. The Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs 21-20. Sincerely a Lions fan. Yet now the whirlwind of opinions, expectations, and arguments will start up. Did the Lions win or did the Chiefs screw up? They're only the Lions. Never expected to do anything as in last year. Detroit is doing now what it proved last year it could do. Become a winning, even be better than last year's overrated Minnesota Vikings. It proved last year it could do. Become a winning team. Even be better than last year's overrated Minnesota Vikings, who won often because their opponents screwed up. I don't know, man. When you're 13-4, are you overrated? Can I do another coach quote? You are what your record says you are. Right? Were the Vikings overrated? Oh, well, they were 13-4, right?
13-4 is 13-4. However you get there.
Numbers. We don't do this by polls, man. We don't get to sit around and vote like the old national championship in college. That's why they play the games. They have standings, and that's who gets in the playoffs. That's who doesn't. Lions probably should have won a few more games early in the season last year, and I believe they would have made some noise in the playoffs. Lions are good, dude. I've been on the Lions since the middle of last season. Been telling you Jared Goff's legit.
They're the favorites to win the division.
They are the favorites to win the division.
Everyone's on the Lions.
Yeah, it's just Lion fans so used to getting beat up for the last 50 years because, they've been the Lions, right? I mean, they've been the Lions, and then they go in and beat the Super Bowl champs. All right, we got a new record contract in the National Football League. Joe Burrow has got it, long term, 5-year extension. $275 million. 219.01 of it. I always wonder how they come to these numbers, don't you? 219.01 million guaranteed. Highest paid player in the NFL, the history of the National Football League. Averages $55 million a year. It ends all these months of negotiation, and he gets rewarded. Quote, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be my whole career. We're working toward making that happen. You've seen what the front office has done, what Zach, the coach, has done in their time here. I'm a small part of that. I'm excited to be part of that, end quote. I don't know, dude. At 219.01 million guaranteed, that's not a very small part. You are a chunk of that.
He is the part of it.
You are the part of it. Reaction to him getting paid.
About time. This is a no-brainer.
Right.
Second best quarterback in the NFL. Dude's already taken the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow is the reason you think that team can win a championship.
As much as I hear about the Lions, I mean, the Lions and the Bengals have been those two franchises that everybody just laughs at, right? Their fans are just used to being not good when they get something to love on them. Justin Herbert just got paid 5 years, $52.5 million a year. Dude, be a quarterback. Be a quarterback. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Let them throw footballs at tight ends and stuff. Let them go deep and roll out and slide. Make $52 million a year on the cheap. Damn.
$1 million a week. That's
$1 million.
I mean,
per year.
Per year, yeah. If you broke it down per
well,
week,
but if you break it down, okay. So what is it? What's the average? Is it 52.5 million? What is it per year? 52.5 million? Is that what it is? Because they get 52,500,000. Is that million? 52. Okay. Divided by, they get 17 checks, right?
Yes.
So divided by 17? What do you think his paycheck is? Those 17 paychecks they get?
$3 million a year, or a check, something like that.
$3,088,235.29. Here's your $3,088,000. Oh, you get another one next week. Yeah, but you don't get paid all in the off season. So I don't know. You might have to get a job.
It's like a teacher. You got to find something
Just
to do
like
in the
a
summer.
teacher. Go for it. I think who's next, dude? Who's up next? Is it Mahomes? Everybody been paid now? Dak thinks he's next.
Top elite guys.
Josh
are
Allen?
locked in.
Is Josh Allen locked in?
Yeah.
So Dak thinks he's next, right?
He ain't next.
So who's next? Is Mahomes next?
No. I don't think we're going to see a next highest paid player. None of those guys deserve to be in that category.
Next always gets paid $1 more or
You're not
.01 more.
paying Dak Prescott $276 million.
I think Dak's agent's going to win.
If they win a Super Bowl this year, you don't think Jerry would do that?
That's not happening.
I don't think it is, but what if it does? So
He'd have
it's
to
a really
be
good question.
for that to anywhere close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way is NFC Championship Super Bowl appearance.
NFC Championship, and you're going to pay that guy $55 million or $52 million a year? No way. I'm with you. I don't see any way. Like I'm on the Dak is a nice average quarterback train. You know, Daniel Jones gets 40. You want to give him 40, fine. I mean, and God bless him for getting $40 million.
That's what he's at right now.
Okay, that's where he belongs. Again, we have this conversation all the time when we play List Radio, but Dak Prescott, depending on who you're talking to, is a borderline top 10 quarterback. He's between 9 and 14 in this league. And we can have the conversation, is Derek Carr better? Or hell, I mean, we can have a real conversation, is Geno Smith better? We might be sitting here in 3 weeks going, damn, I want Geno Smith instead of Dak Prescott. Were you saying that at the end of last year? To win a game last year, who would you rather have, Geno Smith or Dak Prescott? Mm-hmm. In 3 weeks from now, we're going to have ideas on Justin Fields. Okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to have a direction on Desmond Ridder. Like 3 weeks from now, as we go into this weekend of football.
If we're talking straight contracts,
yeah,
of the next like $250, $260 million guy,
who is it?
It would be if Justin Fields just goes nuts.
Okay.
And has that Jalen Hurts type of breakout season where like, man, this dude is a good passer. Everything is working.
Has Trevor Lawrence got paid yet?
Trevor Lawrence would be that guy that I would be confident he's going to get $250 plus easy in his next contract.
Okay.
But other than that, like I don't think it's going to be Tua.
All right.
Don't think it'll be Justin Fields.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on both of those. I agree with you on both of those. Tua would be interesting. Now, if Tua stays healthy all year, let's do the Tua conversation. If Tua stays healthy all year and they, win a playoff game? Then we're having a conversation about him and that step-up group, aren't we? I mean, then you got to start talking to him. The only reason we're not talking about him like we're talking about Justin Fields is because none of us believe he's durable.
I wouldn't do it either, even if he stayed healthy and won a playoff game.
You wouldn't?
Not $260 million for Tua.
Okay.
And that's not how that team's going to be successful.
I'm with you, but this is me. I just think the numbers are bonkers. Yeah. But we're going to have that conversation, aren't we?
I think Mike McDaniel could, if they are good with Tua, I think that would offer him a fair contract.
Yep.
But that dude's not a top 3 quarterback in the league.
I agree.
I think, though, it depends on what playoff game they win. If they're in the wild card, then it's not going to happen. But if they have a bye in the first round,
that means they're the number 1 seed.
Right. And then they have a bye and they win that game, they go to
then they're in the conference championship game.
That's a very different conversation.
Yeah.
Well, should Brock Purdy be a top 3 paid quarterback then?
Because he got him there? No.
You got his team in the championship game.
I mean, Brock Purdy's played 7 games in the NFL.
I think you can win, but that doesn't mean you deserve to be one of the 3 highest paid players at the position.
I'm with you, but that's where the conversation is going to go.
Yeah, and then I'd say no.
And then there's Deshaun Watson. We reset the market. When we come back, as we go into this, and we're going to do the red zone coming up, I think it's 7. Are we ready at 7:45? We'll go in the red zone at 7:45. But we get back. What are you looking at this weekend? Because I think there's like categories of quarterbacks, right? And we're going to come back on Monday and overreact to everything. And you're going to think you know what Tampa Bay and Atlanta and, I don't know, maybe even Arizona and Green Bay have at quarterback. You think you're going to know, did these guys come back, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford? There's categories. And there's really specific things because every team's got a story and what to look for this weekend. Because there's so many questions that you think you're going to know answers to on Monday, even though you're not. But I want to break down kind of quarterback categories a little bit, if that makes any sense. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You're home for Monday night, not Wednesday night because they don't play football on Wednesday night, Thursday night and Sunday night football.
This message is brought to you by the
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
The Sports Animal. So you're going to go into week one, and we're going to sit here on Monday and overreact to everything. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. Every team's got a question. Every team. And obviously the Super Bowl champions have a question. I think the NFC champions have a question. Everybody does, right? Kind of the beauty of this league. I think one of the beautiful things this league has been able to capture, you guys, is some semblance of parity. Where the NBA's never been able to do that, I don't know if they want it. Baseball, maybe has. But the fact that you can turn the Lions around in 2 years, or you can turn the Jaguars around in 2 years, or the Rams can go in 2 years from Super Bowl champions to 5 wins in 1 year, I think is one of the beauties of this league. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
So I got 4 categories for you, okay? With quarterbacks. Quarterbacks that we're gonna say, are they making their comeback? I got prove it quarterbacks. Total question mark quarterbacks. And then I got a category of what? What do we have? We think we got a guy who's, a veteran, but what's he got left? So here's what I'm looking at this weekend. I got 3 quarterbacks, and you could put Deshaun in here, but I put him in a different category. All right, are you able to come back from whether it's injury, whether it's a down year? I got Tua, Russ, and Matthew Stafford. You down with that? Should Deshaun Watson be in that category, in the comeback category, or do you? Because I've got him in the prove it category.
I kind of personally see him as the comeback category.
All right, I can live with that. More comeback.
Prove it.
Okay, because here's my prove it guys. Guys who have the job, but it's like now it's now time. Like it's now prove it or you're not the guy. Mac Jones?
Yes.
Deshaun? Justin Fields?
I think he's getting close to prove it, but not quite there.
So where would you put him? I mean, you think he's already proven it?
No, I kind of put him in the emerging category.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. So
fair enough. Okay. Well, if that's not an option, then
I mean, I got it in the emerging prove it, like because there's a question mark, and then I got Jordan Love in there, even though it's not probably fair. It's a prove it year. It's your 3rd year, but your 1st year. It's a tough deal for him.
The Packers fans will call it a prove it year.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that for sure.
And then I got Brock Purdy in there.
I think that's pretty fair. I think that is with how much we talk about him, and he did make a run last year. I could see him if he wants to get paid. He's got to prove something.
All right, now I got a big category of question marks. Okay, well we're gonna come in here on Monday and have an opinion on what we think some of these teams are gonna do, because right now I think their quarterback spots. You just not long term necessarily, but this year, Kenny Pickett, Steelers, question mark. C.J. Stroud, Houston. I got all the rookies in here. Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young. Desmond Ridder, Atlanta. If I will still contend, if that guy's good, that team's going to be good. Baker in Tampa Bay, is he any good? Sam Howell in Washington. If he's decent, I think the team is decent. And then Joshua Dobbs in Arizona, is he any good? Then they can win 3 games. You got a problem with any of those? I mean, those are all total question marks at quarterback. Do you think you know what any of those guys are this year?
We don't.
Okay. We're going to sit here Monday, and we're going to go through that. And then I got one last category. And this is just like what? I put what? So we got these veterans who have been good, but what are they? Have they maxed out? Is there anything left? I got Jim Garoppolo, Tannehill, and Derek Carr. And we're going to come in on Monday and go, oh, Carr's got a bunch left. Did you see what he did? Or Jim Garoppolo. So I got like four categories of quarterbacks that I'm watching this weekend that I think I have an idea, but I don't. And we're going to sit here on Monday and go, oh, yeah, here we go. And let's overreact. You guys got a problem with those categories?
I don't have a problem with those categories. And that's, the fascinating thing about the NFL this year is so many teams feel that they have a direction, but that direction has to show something. Like, all right, we're heading this way, but is there going to be bumps in the road? Is it going to be smooth sailing? There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. You look at teams like the Atlanta Falcons, they could win that division if Desmond Ridder is good.
Go look at that roster.
And what is good? Well, we know that in this league, average NFL quarterback play can win you games. And division games are going to be tight at it as is. And I'm looking forward to seeing, so many different levels of expectations for quarterbacks, from second round guys to fifth round guys, getting their opportunity in a league that we're, of course, hyper focused on the first round quarterbacks.
But yet you got a guy who was the last pick overall, who's one of the biggest focuses on a high profile team. You got guys that a third year guy making, this is Jordan Love's first start, right? This is his first NFL start this weekend, right? Who they playing?
Oh, he started against Kansas City.
Did he start a game? Sure. Was there an injury week that he started?
There was one name though you didn't mention.
Who's that?
Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Where would you put him?
So I know what I got there.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's why I didn't mention him or Rodgers or Burrow, or there's a category of guys that, I think I know what I got. I think I'm pretty secure. I don't know. Dude won 13 games last year.
It's always that question about the one score wins. Like, is that sustainable? What's that look like this year?
You know how hard it is to win one score games?
Hard.
Things got to go right. But I'm a firm believer you make your own luck.
I'm with you on that.
And you learn how to win. And look, did they get lucky here and there? Yeah. No, there's no doubt.
That's kind of why I put him in the question mark.
That's fair. I can live with that. I can live with that. I wouldn't put him in the question. I put him in the what? I put him with Jim Garoppolo and Tannehill and Carr if you want to do that.
What do we have? Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he's shown some flashes, but he's also shown some signs that he has the ability to struggle. So it's what makes sense.
Inarguably, he struggle. Look, he is. There's a bunch of guys I didn't put in a category because I think I know what I got. I think I know what I got with Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers and Lamar and Joe Burrow and with Trevor Lawrence and with Mahomes and with Herbert and with Geno. I think I know what I got. I think I know what I got with nobody in the NFC South. I think I know what I got with Jared Goff. For me, I think I know what I got with Cousins, but I'd move him if you want. I think I know what I got with Dak, and I think I know what I got with Daniel Jones and Hurts.
I like Geno. I think Geno's a good quarterback.
You're not sold.
I'm not, because it was 1 year, and you look at his whole career. 69% great year, but his career average, I believe, is 62%, and realistically, he's only been the starting guy.
I'm fine. You want me to put him in the prove it?
I think prove it might be.
That's fine. I'll put Geno in prove it. I got no problem with that. 1 year. It was one pretty good year, and he was consistent, dude. He didn't have a lot of bad games.
Very, very good year.
I mean, the improvement he made, they added a weapon. 2, they drafted a running back and a receiver.
That is the ultimate positive regression, because he jumped up.
Give me a guy who late in his career on like second or third chance made that kind of jump. You got one?
I mean, Kurt Warner.
Yeah, but he never really got a first chance.
Arena League.
Yeah, so he never got a first chance in the NFL.
Well,
right?
I mean, for him to come in his 30s
in the Arena League, that's spectacular. I mean, that's even better. I think Warner's at a different. I think Warner's just better.
Rich Gannon, he kind of came on at the end of his year.
That's good. No, that's actually really good. It's really good. You want to do Red Zone when we come back?
Yes, I do.
All right. We got deep diving issues in the National Football League. Going into the Red Zone next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Sunday night, and Thursday night football.
This report is sponsored by GeneratorFranchise.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
semifinal is being played right now. The United States is playing Germany. They are midway through the third. And Dennis Schroeder and the Germans are up 70-64 on Team USA. I know a lot of you are into that, so we'll keep you updated on that. All right, let's go into the red zone. Top four, well, big four. I don't know if they're the top four, but four big issues that DC has found in the National Football League.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right. The Detroit Lions did a good job of ruining the evening for the Chiefs last night. However, the Chiefs wide receivers did not do much to help the situation. Excluding Kelsey, who will be the top pass catcher in Kansas City at the end of the season.
You know where I'm going, right? I mean, I'm going to ride the train. I'm going to go that Rashee Rice is going to elevate himself. He caught the touchdown last night. He's a rookie. He's going to find his way. Kadarius Toney can't catch the football. Valdez-Scantling's got struggling getting open. Sky Moore was nowhere to be found for me. By the end of the year, that rookie is going to ascend to be the top wideout on that team, Rashee Rice.
I'm going to go with Valdez-Scantling. I think it's going to be a heck of a rotation. I think for the most part, they're going to be operating with a lot of those guys in and out of the lineup. Rashee Rice, I think he could work his way in to a top 3 guy easily. Look at routes run last night. Valdez-Scantling was at 35. Rice was at 12, but it was also his first NFL game. So if he continues to contribute like that, he's going to be up there. But I'm just Valdez-Scantling, but it's not going to be a pretty stat line.
Second and goal.
All right, Joe Burrow got paid. Nick Bosa got paid. When will Chris Jones get paid? We saw holes in the KC defense last night that could have easily been filled by Jones. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, everyone saw those holes. So how long will the holdout last, and how much will Jones get if they do reach a deal?
I think Chris Jones is going to miss a couple more weeks. If I'm Kansas City, I'm not waking up this morning saying, man, we got to go give that dude $30 million right now. Could they have used him at the end of the game? Yes. But Chris Jones wasn't the reason that Kansas City lost last night. I think this last couple weeks, he's going to get his extension and his raise. He's not going to be the highest paid defensive tackle. He'll be in that area, but it's not happening this weekend.
I think it's happening before the next game. They got 10 days to get it done. It may not happen this weekend, but I think it happens next week. Now, is he in uniform right after that? I don't know what kind of shape he's in. And I think he doesn't get Nick Bosa money, but he gets just below it. I think it might look like what Aaron Donald's got. But he's going to get his big stack of cash, and I think it happens before the next game.
Third and goal.
The Steelers have been a hot upset pick versus the 49ers this weekend. Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Patrick Peterson made some waves this week, saying publicly that San Francisco 49ers offense has some tell signs. On his All Things Covered podcast, Peterson, who praised Kyle Shanahan's scheme, noted that there were tells about what play might be run and predicted he'd intercept Brock Purdy on Sunday. We talked about quarterbacks getting paid earlier. If Purdy wants to be in the top paid conversation, he needs to prove that he is the guy. So what do you expect from Brock Purdy versus the Steelers this weekend?
A pedestrian week. Not horrible, not great. He's coming back from a big injury. There's got to be some trepidation there. I believe they're on the road, right? I'm pretty sure it's in Pennsylvania. And I expect a pedestrian week and a loss. I think the Steelers, not only a 2.5-point dogs, are going to win the game. I think they're going to frustrate Brock Purdy. He'll show some flashes, but I think he's going to look pedestrian, and it's going to be one of those things when we come back next week, everybody's going, are the Niners okay? Is Purdy the guy? And it's going to be one of the biggest talking points next week.
I don't think that what Peterson is saying is surprising. A young quarterback has some tells in an offense. Well, if you saw that, I'm sure San Francisco saw it. We saw it last night with the Kansas City starting right tackle. He told you every time they were passing the football with the way he lined up his stance and jumping early. I like the Steelers in this game at home. I think Brock Purdy is going to have a solid performance, but I'm not worried that there might have been some bad things on tape for a young quarterback.
Fourth and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, week one with a full schedule of games this weekend. Which one is your game of the week?
Game of the week, I'm going to Monday Night Football. Buffalo at the New York Jets. Hard Knocks, you fall in love with those teams on Hard Knocks. Aaron Rodgers, personality, winning the offseason. Now go and see if you can beat Buffalo, because all of a sudden it's easy to say, hey, Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, they're going to win it all. Buffalo's that team you look at, and they haven't had the playoff success, but we were just mentioning winning double-digit games in the NFL is pretty good, and that's all Buffalo does. I'm looking at Monday Night Football.
So the networks would like you to believe it's Monday Night Football. NBC or ESPN's got the Bills and the Jets. NBC's got the Sunday night game. They'd like you to believe that it's the Cowboys and the Giants, but it's neither. It's the Dolphins at the Chargers. A Vic Fangio defense goes across the country. What is Tua? How has he responded against Kellen Moore and the high-powered Chargers? If you said it, you get to watch one game this week, what's going to be the most entertaining to me? Dolphins at Chargers.
That was my number 2, actually, because you're absolutely right. That's going to be fascinating. They're both kind of on that playoff path, but the one for me is Packers-Bears. I just want to see.
You love the Bears, don't you?
I think they're going to do some things, but for me, it's more about seeing Love and Fields.
Yeah, I like that too. No, I'm down.
They could do battle for a long time. So this could be a really good game that kind of foreshadows a long rivalry for those two.
I'm totally reliant on Red Zone now Sunday. Because, and this is the week, this next, or for those of you, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people don't have, nobody's got DirecTV anymore. But those of you, us with DirecTV, if you just want to watch a game on CBS or Fox, like college football, I get back from cross country tomorrow morning, right? We got the UNM Invitational at 8:15 in the morning. When I get back to start studying my charts and preparing to do the Lobo game, I'm going to want to watch Colorado. That's a computer game. I got to find it on the computer. I cannot watch it. This is the weekend where I think people lose their mind with the Nexstar DirecTV feud. There's no CBS and Fox. Those are the two networks that carry Sunday football. People are going to lose. If you don't have Red Zone, you are out. Oh, wait, you can get rabbit ears and whatever. All right, George Carter's going to be with us at 8:30. George, former Lobo linebacker, will be the color analyst alongside me on the television broadcast of Lobo football on the Mountain West Network starting tomorrow. You can talk to him about Lobo football, get you an update on the World Cup of basketball. It's going on right now. It's pretty exciting. Got a lot of correspondence from you on what happened last night in the National Football League. Is the Jets offense on a roll? And what about my offense? What about Seattle's offense? What's your favorite story of the weekend? Coming up. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
The Jim Rome Show.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid on a going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that, Ethan Olguin? My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
pressure. He gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right. And he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vincente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Right
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
Mexico's Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
So what have I told you if you went to bed early? That the Detroit Lions beat the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs in the opener of the National Football League last night. What if I told you it was 21-20? Lions are 1-0, Chiefs are 0-1. You'd say, shut up, Jeff. Stop it. That didn't really happen. No, it really happened. That's what happened in the NFL last night. It's going to be that kind of year. This is, to me, one of the most wide open years as I sit here on opening week. It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. So 21-20 last night. I say that not because there aren't favorites, because there's always favorites. But you can make a case to at least get to the playoffs for almost every team in the National Football League as we sit here on opening week. Now, 3 weeks from now, we may have a different conversation. But the only teams I can't make a case for right now are Arizona, Tampa Bay, and I don't know. I mean, is there a case for the Rams?
Say it. It's the Rams.
Is there a case for the Rams?
No.
It's a tough road for the Rams, right?
It is. Those are the same three I thought as well.
But every other team in the National Football League, you can sit here and explain to me why they're going to get to the NFL if this happens, and or into the playoffs if this happens or if this happens. And that's why when I sit here and I tell you, I feel like it's the most open. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys feel the same way?
Do you feel there is a Seattle this season?
What does that mean? Coming out of absolutely nowhere?
What team that we're like, they're going to be bad? Let's not talk about
Atlanta.
No one thinks Atlanta is going to be that bad. We were talking about Seattle being the number one overall pick.
So
no.
So there's only three options, right? It's the Rams, Arizona, or Tampa. Then, if that's the classification, right?
Well,
because Atlanta to me is like Seattle in the case where, and you're right. Last year, Seattle's roster we didn't think was nearly as good. When we sat here a year ago now, people were talking about Seattle as the number one overall pick. And Geno came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, whoa, they're pretty good, and their defense was good, and made up a 4th and 5th and 6th round pick, kind of like Seattle does it. So that's for, to me, it's Atlanta because Atlanta, I don't hear a lot of people picking Atlanta. Everybody picks New Orleans in that division, but if Atlanta's quarterback play is good, I think Atlanta's good.
But you didn't say that about Seattle last year.
No, you're right. So
the
that would
team,
only
to
be
me,
the Rams.
the only it's Tampa Bay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it'd have to be one of those three teams: the Rams, Tampa Bay, or Arizona. So you think Tampa Bay can be like Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Like if I'm going, all right, what is your team you're overlooking?
Yeah.
That, hey, let's take a step back and think about this. I look at it, if they do get Mike Evans to play, they figure out giving him some money.
If Rashad White can run the ball.
That's two legit wide receivers.
Okay.
It's a team that's still littered with quality players at the right positions.
They're not horrible defensively. There's still guys left over.
And if you get the manager that Baker Mayfield can be on a solid team, which we saw early in Cleveland, if I'm taking a chance on, all right, let's take a step back, and we're all, going over the top on these teams.
Yep.
Tampa Bay would be my team.
Okay. You believe it?
Do I believe it? No.
Yeah, okay.
But
it's a good argument.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Is there's a lot of stuff we believe right now.
No, I know that we're not going to believe in 3 weeks. Yes.
That we're going to be wrong about.
Can I tell you why I don't believe in it as much as? But I didn't believe in Seattle last year at this point either. I think Pete Carroll's a hell of a lot better coach than Todd Bowles.
Yes, and so that would be my number one drawback. I think Todd Bowles is terrible. I just think he's an absolute terrible head coach, especially when he's making comments about how he couldn't set a culture, a tone last year because we didn't have guys that were practicing. Because you had older guys and expectations, and that was the problem for you?
Yeah,
you had to rest Tom Brady at times. You had to rest some of these guys that helped you win a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Todd.
Edward, what are your stories going in? You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Edward.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Real quick, the U.S. American basketball team is losing now, going into the fourth quarter against Germany. It's not even a story anymore. They're not even a story anymore when they get beat. But anyway, let's move forward.
I think they're only a story when they get beat.
Go ahead. Son.
It feels like
sorry,
to me.
ahead,
It feels to me like they're only a story when they get beat. But
yeah, that's right. They're only a story. They're down 10 going into the fourth quarter.
Yep, 94-84.
Hey, real quick, the college slate is not real good this weekend. I think that Nebraska might actually beat Colorado because they run the ball, and Colorado's a little light in the loafers on the defensive line, but I think that's the biggest television view this weekend.
Well, Texas Alabama's nice, dude.
Texas at Alabama.
Yeah, Texas Alabama, and don't forget New Mexico and Tennessee Tech. You should watch that game.
I am going to watch that, but I am interested in New Mexico State. I think at Liberty to see if they can get on track. Real quick on the NFL, the Lions now, can you play with expectations? It was a great win. It could set the tone for their season because they typically lose those games. By the way, opening game last year, they had the Eagles on the ropes, and the game was over, and they found a way to lose it. So, and Campbell, we'll see how he manages that, but it's different to play with expectations. Four games have my interest real quick. You talked about one, the Niners at the Steelers. That's going to be a great game. I think the game of the weekend is the Dolphins at the Chargers.
Yep.
And then I'm intrigued with the Bills at the Jets. And then a sneaky good game is the Titans at the Saints. That's a great game this weekend, and it's going to say a lot. But I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoy the game, and hopefully the U.S. Americans don't choke this game here.
They're down by 10. Yeah. All right, man. See you. World Cup semifinals. USA down by 10 to Germany going into the fourth quarter. Elimination game. What did you say last week? Nobody cares until they lose. They lost the game. All of a sudden, the Twitter blew up. I don't even think you knew what was going on when they were rolling over Jordan and beating the hell out of teams by 60. But now they're down. Now people are going to lose their mind. How can we lose a damn game? Yep. Bourne's got an NFL hot take on the email line or the email machine or just the electronic mail. He said, Jeff, with the writer's strike, the Amazon games get moved to TV, right, Jeffy? The networks need something to show other than 5 Nights of America's Got No Talent. You think Amazon's giving that up? I mean, Bourne, you know better than that. You know it's all about the money. Amazon paid a ridiculous amount of money to get those Thursday night games exclusively. Not a chance that they're moving it to TV. As much as Pick Your Network wants it, no way. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. No way. Deutsche on Lobo football. Lobo football by 50 tomorrow, right, Jeffy? In front of an announced crowd of 15,000, he says. Okay. By 50. How much Lobos win by tomorrow? 28, 30? What's satisfactory for Lobo fans?
Satisfactory is at least 24 or more.
Okay.
They should have a game, though. I have actually been watching the Tennessee Tech highlights, and I've been trying to get a little
what do you got?
Inside. This should be a game for Bill. Bill will run that rock, and if he's patient, he could have the game of his life.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
That's
I saw
right.
him the other day. I thanked him. I said, I'm one of the dudes you talked to on the radio the other day. Oh, thank you, sir. No, that was fun.
Did the same thing this week. I love his attitude.
Yeah.
He's got a great personality. And yet, DC sees it because as Zach, I was talking to Brian Vincent, Lobo's offense coordinator. He's like, we're going to move them side to side early because their first string defensive line, they can play. Outside of that, he thinks in the second half, boom, watch out.
So that you think they run the football down this team's throat?
Oh, they need to do it all day long.
Over under 251 yards of rushing.
It should be over, honestly. They have a porous defense.
That's a big day. 250 rushing is a big day. 200? Okay.
Well, I'm. It could be the under just because if they're taking their time running the football.
Yeah, controlling clock. I could see that.
He said, Danny said the Tennessee Tech's going to go at a quick pace. He said that the other day at the luncheon. Okay.
Their quarterback has a tendency to stare down receivers. So he had 3 interceptions last game. He had a fumble.
I watched the pick six against Furman.
2 of them. 2 of them, yeah.
So I watched some of the highlights as I was getting ready to call this game.
You have to control this game if you're New Mexico. That's the expectation.
Yeah, this isn't, we've had games in here, DC, where there's been an FCS team that comes in and you're like, look out, right? And like South Dakota State, even
Sam Houston,
some good teams that you're like, whoa, they might not beat this team, and they struggled with them, and they usually they've won, right? I think they've won. I've got it written down over there a lot straight against FCS opponents. This one they should be able to just this should be a get well week, a get right week, get confidence week going into the rivalry next week. This should be. Let's feel good about ourselves. Let's go beat someone up like we got beat up last week. And everything that we've been talking about in the offseason when we saw this. And then let's get ready for rivalry week.
Dylan Hopkins also, if he's patient, he's going to have a good game.
He should.
He should be able to throw the ball all over, especially if Ja'Cory is running the ball.
I think they're going to run. They're going to run 5 different backs at him too. I think you're going to see Washington, and I see you're going to see all of them. Sherrod White's going to get carries, don't you think?
The way this game script should play out is the expectation should be the Lobos controlling this game on both sides of the football. You get late third quarter, fourth quarter, you see DC Tabscott, you see Dorian Lewis, you see guys like that on the field.
Looking forward to having a conversation coming up at 8:30. George Carter, the former Lobo linebacker, is going to be with us. He is going to be the analyst. George and I, every year, we get like one game or two together. Like, man, I think we're getting all right with this. I wish we could get a few games. This year, we're going to get 4 games together. I'm really looking forward to it. He's my broadcast partner on the television side, and we're going to talk to him. That's coming up at 8:30 this morning. So just coming up here in about 19 minutes. Stay with us. And I'm excited to talk to George about why he thinks this is going to be a get-right game. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football on the Sports NFL.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program through GetInternet.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ojera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark Support for United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and
trails Germany 104-94. The Germans have the lead and the ball. Threw his legs and around a pick on the right side. Oh, sorry.
Play some defense.
Get a rebound. Yeah, you'll have something to talk about there. Now people care. What the hell? How do we lose to those damn Germans? Gonna have something to talk about here in a minute. All right, 505-246-0610. Dan is in on the email, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Danny Gonzalez, hand play, ? Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Derek Charles. Derek Charles. It's funny to me, by the way. Lobo football is never asked, right? While Lobo fans hold their breath, nobody gets hurt in this meaningless game. Dan. Well, I mean, look, guys get hurt, man. Somebody will get hurt in this game. Now, you hope they don't get injured, right? I don't know you come out of a football game where someone's not dinged up. Do you?
No.
You've been out of practice. I mean, you've seen guys limping around and getting treatment. I'll meet with the coaches this afternoon and kind of hopefully get an idea who can play, if there's anybody who's not going to play. But no, Dan, I don't know that they're going. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they go into every game saying, "Yeah, I sure hope we don't lose anybody."
If you're going to play football, things can happen. It's why I think one of the things I dislike a lot about games like Texas A&M is it becomes a talking point of like, well, just don't get hurt. That's your concern while you're stepping on the field.
Let me tell you something about that. And that was one of the most impressive things about last week's. And you're like, Jeff, impressive. They got beat 52-10. No, I get it. In years past, when they lose that game, and there's a list of them, and you've been there, they come out with at least one lineman, maybe two out. Offensive linemen get run in those games, and they haven't. They didn't. And I feel better about the offensive line. There's one guy returning, and he played, one game last year? It's a brand new line. And we'll see. Lobo fan, I'm asking you this question, and get in at any point on on the text, on the email, on the phone, 505-246-0610. What is requisite for you tomorrow from Lobo football? If we're sitting here on Monday, and they're not losing this. Obviously, if they lose this game, you're going to lose your mind. I get it. If they win this game, JJ, 21-14, 24-10, what's the reaction on Monday?
Not good. Disappointed.
So you said they got to win by 24 points and dominate, right? I think that's 24 points or more. Yeah.
Because the New Mexico State game, they're going to move the football. And so this game, you just want to see a secondary that has questions. It's not just because you played Texas A&M. Like, they have questions to answer against New Mexico State, against UMass. Is you want to see them make plays. Because outside of Dante Martin, you watch game one, and there was no one in that secondary where you're like, all right, I see it. You said that about the defensive line. You said that about the offensive line.
Yeah.
There's Dylan Hopkins. There was no one else in that secondary.
So do you feel, and you watched Tech a little bit too, I did too. I don't know that I think Tennessee Tech is the team that's going to test them. I don't even know if maybe Diego Pavia will. I think New Mexico State will test the secondary next week because I think New Mexico State's got weapons on the outside. I think they've got athletes on the outside that are going to test New Mexico's defensive secondary. I'm not sure that they get tested this week, and maybe that's good. Maybe they feel better about themselves going in.
Well, that's what you want. You don't
100%.
Want to be like, wait a second, why are we making these mistakes against this opponent?
No, I think that's right. So, Lobo fan, that's what I'm asking you. What is going to be satisfactory? What do you need to see for you to feel better when you sit down and watch this and you come in on Monday morning and say, all right, I feel better about that team going into the rivalry game? What is it that you need to see? 505-246-0610. I want to direct you over to our website. We've got a sweet deal for you that is, well, this is going to go quick. 9 o'clock this morning, get on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and for $25, you get $50 at Revel Burger. Plenty of TVs at Revel Burger. Inside Revel Entertainment, you watch football. You watch whatever you want. That's on Alexander, just down this road from Costco. And they got a whole lot more going on. Margaret is here. Good morning, Margaret. How you living?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you.
Are you ready for football season at Revel Burgers? This is a big deal for you guys.
Oh, yes, it is. It's going to be an awesome time.
Who's your team?
My team is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's all right. You don't have to be embarrassed. I think they win this weekend. I think they're going to beat the 49ers.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that.
I know you will. What's going on at your place? You got a lot going on, huh?
Oh, we sure do. We have an everyday combo special starting at $12.99, which includes a burger or a grilled chicken sandwich, a drink, your choice of a beer battered fries or chips for $12.99. And that's not only.
You had me at beer battered.
Oh, yes.
What else?
We also have your Jawbreaker burger. That's your 5 patties with cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickles, and your special sauce.
5 patties. That's 5 patties. How special is the sauce?
Oh, it's very special. You'll love it.
You got a new location, too. You got the new burgers at the golf course location. That's on Paseo del Norte and Paradise, which has been doing really well for you as well.
It sure has, because they have a specialty of their special tortilla burger, which is awesome. You can have green chili with it, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, onions, and pickles, and also a Swiss mushroom burger, which is awesome.
I got yogurt to eat. I'm listening about Revel Burger. I brought a freaking yogurt. All right, you can order online, and you got daily specials as well, right?
Yes, it is. That's our daily specials, our combos, and we also do catering. So if you're out there, take the family. We also do have for the children a kids combo.
Oh, you got to get in on that. All right, it's Revel Burger. It's going to go live on our website 9:00. Don't wait on this one. This one goes like you guys. You know this game, right? They go at 9:00. You come in at 9:06, and they're gone. $25 gets you $50 to spend at Revel Burger. It's our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon and take advantage of this. Margaret, great to see you. Good luck to the Steelers. Enjoy football weekend.
Well, thank you. Likewise.
Appreciate you stopping by.
It was my pleasure.
All right, when we get back, my partner on the TV side, George Carter's going to be with us, and we are going to talk about this Lobo game this weekend, the former Lobo linebacker, why he thinks this thing's going to turn around this weekend. Really excited. I know those of you who know George are going to love him, and if you don't know him, well, you're going to love him also. That's coming up next on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Hey, don't wait to be a victim of vandalism and theft. I called IPS years ago. International Protective Service watches my home. They come by every single day. I see Officer Crespin come by when I'm sweeping up the front yard or pulling weeds or just getting in the car. They come by every day and have a presence. My alarm's gone off. They've been there within 5 to 7 minutes with armed, trained security officers. Look, I get it, man. You've got security, you've got cameras, you've got alarms. It's just not enough. This is private security, affordable private security that can save you money and give you peace of mind. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. They've done great things for me. My neighbors so much, my neighbors use them as well. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ozera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez.
We can all, regardless of the outcome last Saturday, I think we can all
recognized that the offense looks completely different, right? I mean, I felt like there were a couple moments where I was like, oh, man, feels like we've got a big-time college football offense, right? Just the way that Hopkins was in command and the way he gets rid of the ball. I mean, that was really exciting. And then I think on the defensive side of the ball, man, I mean, we've got some dogs on the front seven, right? We've got some absolute dogs up there, and they're going to have to carry a heavy load because we, on the flip side of that, have, some youth in the secondary. But overall, man, I mean, I was out at practice on Wednesday, and just the energy, the vibe, the mindset, the work ethic, I think these guys are going to continue to gel as the season goes on, and it's going to start tomorrow night.
George, talk about the defense. JJ, and I know you saw JJ out there the other day, he's been really concerned about the secondary. What we saw the other day, it doesn't do anything to alleviate concerns about that secondary. No Apollo Gates had a rough day. Christian Ellis had it was just they had a rough day. Why are they going to get better?
Yeah. Well, I think last week, that was a pretty stark environment for those guys to get in, to walk into, right? I mean, both of those guys haven't really played a lot of football. And so for that really to be your first experience, I can only imagine just kind of, the heart-pounding pressure that they were under last week. But watching them last week or earlier this week, I was specifically watching the DBs, and, Coach G talked a lot about getting things corrected in terms of assignment, but really knowing where they need to be, right, I think is going to be the critical piece of that, where they need to line up, who they need to be guarding. But I think the other piece of this, Jeff, is, we've got to lean on our front seven, right? They've got to do more to get more pressure. Last week, they weren't getting a lot of pressure on Wigman, so he was able just to throw the ball down the field and make things happen. But if we can get some pressure this week, I think that will take some of the pressure off the back end.
He's former Lobo linebacker George Carter, the analyst on the Mountain West Network for Lobo football tomorrow and throughout the season. He's with us on the Sports Animal.
George, your mindset going into a game like this, it's an FCS opponent that the Lobos should be better than. How do you handle that as a player? How do you make sure that you are the better player on that field on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, JJ, I think it's one of those things where regardless of who you're playing, you show up to dominate, right? Regardless of what color those guys are wearing, what they're ranked, who they are, that's the mindset that you have to have as a college football player every Saturday, that you're going to show up in that stadium, and regardless who lines up in front of you, you're going to dominate them, right? And I think that is very much the mindset that these guys are fixed in right now, and they're going to have to carry that through because this game on Saturday could go through some swings, and, if the Lobos potentially find themselves down 7 points, how do they respond, right? And those are the things that we've got to figure out about this football team is how are they going to respond in moments of adversity.
Now, George, you understand coaching and what it's like when you're one of those guys in those moments. Bryant Vincent feels like he's someone that we haven't had around here at UNM in a while, the offensive coordinator for the Lobos. And you mentioned the sense you got when you watch this offense, when you hear what the coaches are doing. How do you feel about Bryant Vincent's style and what he's going to hopefully do for the team this year?
Man, he's got some passion now, right? He coaches with some heart and some passion, and I think he wants to see things change here, right? I mean, that was one of the things that I heard him say on Wednesday when I was out there. Like, look, it's time to change some things around here, right? And I think planting that seed in these young men's head, but you also then got to follow up with this is how you change things, right? It's one thing to say it, but now you've got to give me the tools, coach, to go out and do that. And I think they are doing that, right? I think they're putting the right people in the right positions to make plays when we need them to. And so I love Coach Vincent's style, and I think it's something that we've needed around here, particularly on the offensive side of the ball.
Former Lobo linebacker George Carter, and you listen to him on the broadcasts on the TV side of Lobo football, is with us on the Sports Animal. How do you change something like that, man? You've been in the locker room, you've heard coaches, and when you're a player, how do you differentiate coach speak from motivation, right? They hear it all the time. They just got beat 52-10. Like I think this is such a big 3-game stretch for this program right now to turn this thing around. But how do you learn how to win and turn it around when the culture you haven't been winning and these guys are telling you how to do it? As a player, is it mental, physical, both, group, individual? What is it?
It's mental more than anything else, in my opinion, right? I think these guys physically are, you know, everything that we could ask for. But at this point, it becomes a mental thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I mean, this program has lost 10 games in a row, right? And so they clearly know how to lose games, and you do have to teach them how to win, right? And I think part of it goes back to that mindset piece of, yeah, these guys, you know, do they lack motivation? Do they have motivation? In my opinion, motivation is something that comes from inside, right? Either you have it or you don't. But what you do need is you need great coaching. You need great leadership around you to inspire you to be a better football player, to be a better person, right? And I think that is where these coaches are teetering on right now. They've got a motivated group. Now they just need to inspire them to go win some football games.
Yeah,
and winning football games means limiting mistakes, being disciplined. You know, when you're up 2 touchdowns, you go score the third one, right? I mean, it is that mentality of not taking the foot off the gas.
So from your perspective, what do they have to do tomorrow? I mean, they got to win, right? I understand that, and they're going to win. I do believe that. But I've been asking Lobo fan, what's satisfactory? What's requisite? What's going to make you feel better on Saturday night? Do they have to win by 24? Do they have to dominate? Like, what do you expect, and what do you need to happen?
Yeah, I think that's a good question, Jeff. I would say they need to dominate on both sides of the ball, right? I mean, I think we understand kind of the gaps that exist between an FCS team versus, you know, someone like the Lobos here. And I think we have to expect that they're going to win. You know, they just got to play hard, man. That's going to be the key here is that they play hard every single snap.
George Carter with us here on The Sports Animal. George, how are you feeling as a former college athlete, and you take a step back and you look at what college football has become, and now that Stanford and North Carolina are going to be conference foes and everything that we've watched over the last few years?
Yeah, man, it's sad and disappointing. The landscape of college football has shifted. You know, it feels like relatively quickly, but this stuff in conference realignment has been going on since I finished playing football, right? And it's kind of just been this, you know, slow train wreck, in my opinion. And, you know, NLI, I think, piled on top of that. And the reality is, man, I mean, one thing in life that we're guaranteed is change, right? And that's what we're seeing right now across the entire landscape of college sports. But, yeah, I don't love it. And I really don't love it for the student athletes, right? Who's taking them into consideration? All we hear about is TV deals and this, that, and the other, but who's taking into account the student athletes, and particularly outside of football, right, where you've got teams that are going to have to travel to the East Coast, you know, 10 times a year. I mean, that's difficult while trying to balance being a student and just being a human being and showing up, right? So, yeah, man, I mean, I think the landscape has shifted drastically, but the other piece of that is these coaches and these programs need to adapt, right? We talked a little bit about this, I think, on Wednesday, JJ, but it's like, you know, welcome to the real world, right, where in the business world, you know, we've got to compete for talent, right? And we've got to build companies and environments that attract people, but then we've got to figure out how to retain people, and then we've got to figure out how to promote people, right? It's the same mindset. And so these coaches have kind of lost their iron grip, and they've got to adapt and figure out, how do I create a culture and a place where people want to be?
You know, as a student athlete, I use the term, and people say they shouldn't even use the term anymore. I firmly believe, George, and you played college football, you went to school, you took advantage, you got your degree, you've had a successful career, you've done really great things with your life. And I firmly believe that we have this conversation, we're talking about 2% of the people who don't take advantage of it. The majority of the student athletes, from tennis to football, take advantage of it. And the rigors of being a student athlete are real. And I think your point of that being overlooked, in a brief way, how would you just describe the life, right, of balancing, getting grades, doing what you've got to do, and the rigors of being an athlete? And then I want you to throw in what you're saying, you know, Washington having to play in the same league as Rutgers, or Arizona playing in the same league as Syracuse, or not, they're not with Syracuse, with Central Florida, and all that travel being like a softball player or a volleyball player.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's physically, mentally, and emotionally demanding in ways that most people, quite honestly, don't get the opportunity to experience, right? Because not only do you have the pressure and the weight and the rigor of your studies and your academics, but you also have the rigor and the studies of being a student athlete, right? Whether that's understanding a defense or understanding an offense or all of the things that come with that, and then having to show up on game day and play in front of thousands of people, right? I mean, that just doesn't happen. And a lot of people have no idea what it's like to walk through that and go through that and to do that over a period of 5 years, right? 4 to 5 years. I mean, that is a level of commitment that, you know, a lot of people just don't get the opportunity to experience. And I think the other piece of that, you know, and this kind of connects into this larger conversation, but is the camaraderie that you build over 4 or 5 years of being with that same group of people for that time, right? I look at my best friend group right now, all guys I played football with almost 20 years ago, right? And I mean, that is a deep, deep connection. And part of what makes me so sad is that a lot of these athletes aren't going to get the opportunity to experience that because they're going to the next place every year, right? So, you know, that's another aspect of this that I am afraid that we're going to lose. And that's difficult because there's a lot that comes with that and just the support and the network that you create based off of that.
All right, let's do this again next Friday. You up for it before the big rivalry of Enchantment game?
Let's go.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm looking forward to working with you. We get 4 games this year, my friend. He is really good, and I know you enjoyed this conversation. That's what he gives you on these broadcasts. George is smart. He gets it. He's a great communicator. I think you're going to enjoy listening to him over on the Mountain West Network, and I'll have the call on the play-by-play. Just get to stand beside the guy and soak up all that knowledge. He's George Carter, the former Lobo linebacker analyst on Lobo football. Thank you for your time, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. You guys have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
Be well. George Carter.
All righty.
See you. He's good, man. And it's a perspective, right? You guys, when we always have the conversations, and I've heard so many people, stop calling them student athletes. But the majority of them are, man. 90-something% of these young men and women take advantage of the opportunities that they are given. Right? We always, wow, it's just a minor league. For about 2, maybe 2.5%. The majority of the model should work. And I think he gives you a pretty good perspective of what it's like. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night, Sunday night, and Thursday night football.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are...
I have Jeff, JJ, and DC. George Carter, the former Louisville linebacker and analyst on the TV broadcast, was just with us. He's concerned about the secondary as well.
It's also just development. They're young.
Yep.
And you don't have guys with a lot of experience. It's not like there's 1 or 2 year starters in there or guys that have played a lot. It's a transfer. And Olapola Gates, who unfortunately got highlighted against Texas A&M, and you're like, well, he's a senior, but he played mostly special teams at Nebraska, and now they're asking him to be the starting safety. So he's got to learn. You got young guys that need that experience. So while I have questions about it, I also know that they can get better, because that's the whole point of young guys getting the opportunity, gaining that experience early in the season. So I don't think it's something that's impossible for them to fix. That's just the biggest question mark right now on the defense, is just the inexperience, because the coaches keep saying they have the athletes. They have the guys to compete. Now they just have to learn what to do in the secondary, how to make plays, where to position themselves. And there was a confidence. And the secondary guys were talking this week, like, it's correctable things. So now just go out there and start
we'll see it over the next few
correcting
weeks.
those things.
Yeah. All right, it's over in the Philippines. The United States will not win the gold medal in the World Cup for men's basketball. USA loses to Germany in the semifinals, 113-111. Got tight. They'll play for the bronze against Canada early Sunday. Gold medal game will be Serbia versus Germany. How about that? Now do you care?
What disappointment. Well, it is. It's Germany because you got a bunch of dudes. Like, you knew 3 of those guys on that team, 3 or 4 of those guys, because they're NBA players.
Daniel Tice, Franz Wagner, and
the Wagner brothers.
Schroeder.
From Orlando.
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder. Tice.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they got, guys are just playing overseas. And they played harder. They wanted it more. We were watching some of the game in the second half. And I said, it's not playing defense. And you can do something special when you win with Team USA. Now, this isn't the Olympics, but this is a ramp up to it.
And it's probably...
These are guys that want to be on that team.
It's probably going to be the team. Very, very close to it. Like, if Steph Curry wants to play, he'll get a spot.
Yeah. But like, these things will get your attention when you're a basketball fan. Like, Team USA, we just expect you to win. And that was a super disappointing performance. Jaren Jackson Jr., rebound the ball once, play some defense.
Brandon Ingram didn't play. He sat out today, upper respiratory illness. It was the first missed game of the tournament for injury or illness for anybody on that team. Anthony Edwards led him with 23 points. Mikal Bridges had 17. But this is a team, you're going, well, who's on Team USA? It's Brandon Ingram, who didn't play, Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, Walker Kessler, Paolo Banchero, Josh Hart. Who's on that team? Halliburton, Austin Reeves. That's Team USA.
There's plenty of star level players on that team. But they can't figure it out.
They'll play for the Bronze. All right, when we come back, we get a golf tip and ramp you up for the Ryder Cup. Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club, will join us, and we'll catch you up on everything that's going on. The Irish Open is underway. Some big names are going on there. And how's Rory's back for the Ryder Cup? We're going to get all into that with Nick Nee from Sandia Golf Club. That's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute.
I
hear you.
Yeah, how is it out there? You get the golf course holding up with all this, like no rain. I know you guys rely so much on monsoon rain. It's been so down. I was on your course recently. I was on one other, and I was really impressed with what some of the groundskeepers are being able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it, just thanking superintendents because they're up against the hottest summer on the, in the entire United States across the landscape of golf. And, for us right now, we're thankful that our overnight lows or overnight temperatures are in the mid-60s. That's going to promote some turf bounce back, some turf regrowth. We're able to put some product on with the blessings of great resources here at Sandia. So we're thriving right now. It's good that we've gotten through the thick of July and August because it was tough. It was tough on superintendents. It was tough on irrigation. But we seem to turn the corner. We got spots that are bouncing back from hot spots that were there that we no longer see. So conditions are what they should be this time of year. Right now, until you get to Bloom Fiesta, it's the best time to play golf. So I hope people get out and play. And if you need a place because everyone else has punched their greens and top dressed, San Diego's your home.
Yeah, and call them and go to sandiegogolf.com. All right, Ryder Cup. What are we worried about? First of all, we saw the European team. Any surprises for you on what they decided to do with the European team?
No, being a big Texas Tech fan, I'd love to see Ludwig on there. That was awesome. But I don't think there's any surprises. I think it's a formidable lineup that the U.S. is going to have to play some really good golf if they want to, for lack of a better term, make some history and win on European soil, so to speak. So I wasn't surprised. I think there was a couple that he could have went, one direction or the other, but I think it's exactly like Zach Johnson did. You would think about team chemistry in the room and complementary games of who can complement who and what those pairings look like. So I wasn't surprised. Happy to see that the Texas Tech alum made the roster, and it should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
What does this mean for golf fan to golfers? Because I think just kind of the average sports fan, they'll see the majors, they understand the importance. When you get to this point, what does this mean to the sport?
It's another event that, just like the basketball event going on now, unfortunately, it looks like the USA team lost, but it's one of those events in our industry that, they get to play for their country. They get to play for USA. They get to bear that. And you get to see some really cool pairings that you wouldn't see on the PGA Tour to begin with. You have a couple of the events that's team events, but this is the ultimate team event where you represent your country. You get to see the best players paired together, how they work together in an alternate shot format or a best ball format. It means a lot to our sport because you don't get that in a regular, in the season, throughout the season. You may get the team event, but it's not playing for your country, and it's not 3 days of the most stressful, nervous wreck that I can't even imagine, but, they certainly speak to it. So it means a lot to our sport for them to represent the country and get to see some pretty cool, entertaining golf, hopefully.
Nick Nays, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club, is brought to you by the San Diego Golf Club. Hey, help me with the TGL. So this is a Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy deal. And I'm watching some really big names by teams in this tech-infused golf league, right? And the latest one was Steve Cohen, who owns the Mets. He just bought a team. Fenway Sports Group bought a team in Boston. Falcons owner Arthur Blank bought the Atlanta team. Serena and Venus are in on the LA team with Giannis. Talk a little bit about what this might be. I can't decide if I think it sounds really interesting or really hokey.
I don't know. I can see both sides. I think it's a great point there, Jeff. I don't know. I think and what I hope is at least, right, golf is the middle of the day. We're not in prime time. We're during the day on a Sunday. We're not in the afternoon or at night. And there is no really tech involved. I mean, you have shot tracer and things of that nature, but I hope it creates a little bit of a different buzz, a different avenue for us to showcase what the game of golf does. And you have people buying into it. So I don't know. I hope that we can, take some of the market share, if you will, in the prime time setting. It's going to be tough when you got football and everything else coming down the road. So I'm a little hesitant to see where it goes, but I hope that it's received well. It sounds like there's people, there's some buy-in to it for sure. But we'll see if we can stem the tide and be in prime time in the golf space.
When's it supposed to start?
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll get it for you.
I don't know.
Mean to put you on the spot. All right, I know you're ready for this one. What do you got for a golf tip?
So I got a good one. We'll stop the over-the-top swing for both right and left-handed players.
Please.
What you're going to do is when you get in your setup, do it just with the tee to start again. Take the ball out of the equation, take some of the nervous energy out of your hands, and just work on clipping a tee. But what you're going to do is when you get set up, you're going to drop that trail leg. So for a right-handed player, your right foot. For a left-handed player, your left foot. What you're going to feel is you're going to be, in lieu of football season that just started in the NFL last night, you're going to feel like you're in a wide receiver stance. And when you take a swing, what you're going to feel is that the club is now inside to out, and you'll feel what that path feels like to be inside half of the golf ball and then rotate through. It'll take away that cast. It'll take away that over-the-top swing. So, again, you're just going to offset that trail foot, feel like you're in a wide receiver stance. You'll feel what that path feels like. Slowly, progressively move your trail foot back into your normal stance and continue that path, continue that sensation. What you end up seeing is you'll contact the inside half of the ball. Proper rotation, you actually put a little bit better spin. Just like we talked about squaring the club face up last week, this is the next progression to actually hitting powerful and more consistent shots.
That's really good.
Do you have any tips for the Kansas City wide receivers while we're at it then?
If they want to get some new gloves and stick them, I think if they just catch the football, it maybe is a different game, but I can't help them. I'm a defensive guy anyway, so happy to see that Detroit, change that game with a pick six. So
Nick coaches the defensive backs over at La Cueva. Big week for the Bears. Where are you guys this week?
We got a tough opponent in Volcano Vista tonight. Well-coached team, very talented, wonderful skill position guys. It's going to be another tough test for the Bears in our tough 5-week stretch to open the season. I feel like got a good game plan. We're in a good space. Had a great week of practice, so we're looking forward to the challenge. But it is a big challenge because they're a great football team.
All right, what's going on? Get people out to Sandia, and what do they need to know?
Come on out. Again, our fall menu is about to drop. We have our signature dessert that's on special every day. Come out on the patio. It's fantastic.
It is.
Check out our grill menu. It is top-notch. It's first class. Ernie does a wonderful job. Our superintendent's got the golf course ready. Get out and play some golf. Click that red ticket on sandiagolf.com to get our best rate. We have twilight rates starting at 3 o'clock, so if you're looking for that afternoon golf, please come out. Check out the website. You can book their best rate there. But come on out and enjoy some golf. We hope you enjoy some food as well because the property is in phenomenal shape.
Enjoy the weekend. Good luck to you and the Bears tonight.
Thank you so much. Have a great week.
Be well. He's Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the beautiful, and I know you've been there. You got to play the golf course, beautiful Sandy Golf Club. When you move to a new town, right, you start to learn things. When I know that was one of those things. You've done a few things over the last few months. We go, oh, this is cool. All right, I'm starting to get this town. I'm starting to get Albuquerque. That was one of those moments for you, huh?
Absolutely. Saying that place is beautiful is almost an understatement because it is so well run. So coming from Denver, there's a ton of golf courses. That was one thing down here. I'm in Rio Rancho. There's 0 golf courses. So when I got to play there, I got the world-class experience, the country club, every step of the way. It's everything you expected. You really do need to check that one out.
Go out and enjoy that. All right, when we come back, I want to go back a little bit and look at what happened last night, why it happened last night, and also this morning. Jerry Jones is speaking. Is it Super Bowl or bust for Jera and the boys? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Dude can hoe.
Had to bounce back.
I mean, he didn't even hoe last week. He takes a week off. He's well rested after not hoeing last week.
Had to make up for the inability to hoe last week.
He took the week off. He didn't hoe.
You know, I got to tell you guys, at first, I was not sure about the hoe segment.
No, a lot of people aren't.
and yeah, that's a big surprise. I get it now. I really do. There's something about just.
Did it just kind of make you? All right, it's Friday now.
It is Friday. It's the weekend, and yeah, like there's something pretty cool about that.
I know. The boss shakes his head, and it well precedes the current boss. It goes way back to the original guy on the original T-shirt, old grape juice, Joe Gonzalez, and well, he was Gonzalez, but it was Paseo del Norte in Candelaria, right?
Yep.
Remember when he was doing traffic, and he's like, "I'm Paseo del Norte in Candelaria," and this is Joe Gonzalez. I'm like, wait. If it's going to be Paseo del Norte, doesn't it have to be Gonzalez? He's like, nope, it's me. All right, I got it. Don't call me grape juice or HR Tough and stuff. Or yes. All right. USA Americans lose in the semifinals of the World Cup of basketball. 113-111. Germany beat them today. Was that a call on the hoe?
That was a call on some free tickets for the Lobos game.
Oh, did somebody want them?
Yes.
Did you have any to give away?
I don't have any for myself.
We're giving away at Albertsons, aren't we, today?
We are. Do you know which one?
I do. The one on, I want to say the one on Wyoming and San Antonio. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Like Harper, San Antonio, right over by the Academy, right? Caddy quarter from the Academy. I'm pretty sure that's where it is today. 113, 111. So the U.S. will play for the bronze in the World Cup of men's basketball against Canada. All right, Jerry Jones spoke more. He speaks more than like you or me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He was on a conversation. It's going to air on NFL Countdown on ESPN. Why not go to Jerry? And he was talking about the disappointment. Is Jerry becoming a sympathetic figure? Like, Jerry's 81 years old. He's owned the Cowboys for what, 20, 25 years, something like that? I don't think anybody wants to win a Super Bowl more than Jerry. Like, he's dedicated this whole entire portion of his life to winning a Super Bowl. He spends money. Now, he's taking it on that it's going to do his way, and should he have hired football people? I don't know what football people are. At some point, like, he's a football dude at this point.
Well, he has football people. It's when you speak as much as he does, when he comes out and says, it's my way, this is my team, he's going to take the heat for it. And I guess it's not being a Cowboy fan, but every time I hear a Cowboy fan goes, once Jerry Jones leaves, we'll win. Like, he's not holding you back. Like, you haven't been successful, but like, he's an owner that he has his scandals, but it's not scandals that destroy the franchise. He's investing money in the franchise. He's not scared to pay the great players on that team. The fact that they haven't won in the playoffs is mind-boggling. It really is. It's just like LOL at this point with the Dallas Cowboys. But this isn't, once Jerry Jones is gone, all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys are going to start winning multiple championships. It's just, he's the easy one because he's been there this whole time of them not winning.
Yeah,
so Cowboy fans are like, well, it's Jerry Jones' fault.
Well, he's the constant, and he's the face of the franchise, right? I mean, we had this conversation a few weeks ago. How many owners are the face of their franchise? It's him.
Yeah.
It's maybe Mark Cuban and Peter Trevisani. Do we got another one? No, honestly.
No. And if he was out there, if it was Johnny Manziel and just all these crazy flash in the pan things he was doing, then we could say that. But that's not what Dallas does.
And here's what Jerry said, quote, some years going in, I've known that we're in better shape than others. There are parts of this team that we're in as good shape as we've been ever since I've been a Dallas Cowboy. I feel strongly that we should aspire and, frankly, do anything at any time that can make us better right now to compete at that level. I think I'm saying a lot when I say that. This isn't about years in the future. The good news is you can make the decisions that can help you right now, first and foremost, but can also be additive for the future. Those are the ones I'm looking for and trying to compromise on every day. I don't even know what that means, right? I mean, he was talking about Dak. So is it Super Bowl or bust? You ask me, is winning the Super Bowl imperative without blowing this team up? And I say, no, it's not. End quote. It is not Super Bowl or bust. You ask me, is winning the Super Bowl imperative without blowing this team up? And I say, no, it's not. Okay? I mean, I think that's right. I don't think anybody should blow up the team if they don't win the damn Super Bowl. I'm just telling you. You blow now. If that there's a whole lot in between here and winning the Super Bowl, right? But if your sole reason for we didn't win the Super Bowl and blowing the whole thing up, it's probably not the reason. 505-246-0610. Jay, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jay.
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen?
Good. What's happening?
So I just wanted to get on about the USA basketball thing.
Yeah.
And the one thing is, and it's just a little context. One thing about international basketball is it rewards age and experience. And when you look at the roster of USA basketball, the average age, I think, is 24 years old. And you have a couple of guys that really should be still in college or just a year removed from college. Like Paolo Banchero is a guy that probably would be going into his junior year. Anthony Edwards would be a rookie, etc. I think Walker Kessler also on the roster, and you're probably saying, who's that guy? And that kind of is a lot of what you had as far as a roster. Is the roster's filled with guys who are not the number one scoring option on their NBA team.
That's right.
They're number two, number
this wasn't
three
a sexy roster.
guy coming off the bench like Josh Hart. So that's just a little context about it. I mean, granted, and JJ's right, it's only a story when USA basketball loses. But a lot of these Olympic programs in other countries, this is their thing. And it's, granted, you may only recognize 3 guys from Germany, but they have a decent professional league over in Germany, and those guys,
they're pros,
are older and more experienced,
and they're pros, and they play international basketball, and they play that physical style of basketball, and it is a little different, man. It is a different game than the NBA game.
Right, and that was another thing I was gonna allude to. The one thing when you play international basketball is the physicality of the game is a lot different internationally than it is here. Here, you get a touch foul, you're going to the line. International basketball, hey man, it's every man for themselves out there.
Yep, no doubt.
So, anyway, thank you for taking my call, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks. So you're right on cue. And I don't know that we've got a call up until now throughout the whole World Cup. And Jay wasn't harsh, but we hadn't got a call on, had we, on World Cup basketball? And basketball's a pretty big deal, and that's Team USA, and we should dominate the world. And like you said, and he wasn't angry. I thought it was a really, really good, fair, well thought out, commonsensical, balanced call. But nobody cares until they lose. If we'd have won this thing, yeah, whatever, we won. We beat a bunch of who'd we play? Lithuania, what? Croatia, Montenegro, whatever, right? But they lost. Twice, JJ, they lost.
That's 2 losses.
That's 2 losses. So how important is it? This is kind of weird too. And I'll ask you this because I wonder if it's generational. How important is it to win the Olympic gold medal in men's basketball?
I think these guys don't realize how important it can be. Because it was something that it changed how we view someone like Carmelo Anthony.
Well, if it wasn't for all the golds Carmelo has, he would be I think an average basketball player who never won anything.
Yeah. Like we're always going to be focused on the NBA championships and finals, but of all the international things that we have in sport, Team USA still is something that people pay attention to.
In everything, or just in like
the Team USA basketball?
No, but I mean in every competition, or is it because this is the World Cup?
No, but this is not the same as the Olympics, but
it kind of is.
We're talking about it.
Yeah. But it kind of is.
People are interested, like, oh, they lost? Like, how did they lose? Like, Team USA basketball for sport fan, it resonates. It's something that it matters. And I think for young guys getting their first experience, they start to learn that. Because you take a step back, and when the best players in the world, when some of the best of all time, you see what they've invested in it, you need to understand, like, this stuff matters. Like, going back to the Dream Team and how that changed basketball around the world, but the investment from the best players of all time, the Redeem Team, when you saw what LeBron and Kobe and Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and all these guys reinvested in Team USA basketball, it's something that it absolutely resonates. And for these guys, it's kind of an eye-opening experience. Because one of the players I'm looking at, I know you mentioned, Anthony Edwards should be this. That dude just scored 41 points in a playoff game against the eventual champs. Like, you ain't too young. Yeah. If you want to be there talking about how you're not coming off the bench, you're a star, then you better step up in these moments.
So I think back on some of my most vivid memories in sports in my life. Right? I think of the Kirk Gibson home run. I think of the Aztecs in the Final Four. But I go back and I don't expect you guys to remember this, of course, but I do think of the U.S. team in 1980 in hockey beating the Russians. The Jim Craig, Mike Ruzioni, what's the movie?
Miracle on Ice.
Miracle on Ice. Do you believe in miracles? And I remember that. And I remember that was not the finals. That was a semifinal game, and they went on to beat Finland in the final. But I remember what that meant. If you go back and listen, like, you ever seen an interview with Doug Collins talking about the 1972 Olympics against the Russians? This was the game where the Soviet Union got 3 shots at it. The game was over. Nope. The clock didn't start. No. We weren't ready to go. Right? They inbounded the ball. Americans were up. The Russians inbounded the ball. It was the most controversial ending ever. The U.S. was 63-0. They went to play the Soviets in the finals. And the final 3 seconds were replayed 3 times until the Russians finally won it. Like, if you talk to him, he is still not over what happened in 1972. And this country lost its freaking collective mind. It was the middle of the Cold War. It was the Russians. It was, I want to say it was in Munich, if I'm not mistaken. And so it meant so much, right? Does it mean that anymore? And I'm not telling you it needs to. I just wonder what it means, because I think you're right. The dream team first, the redeemed team. When the United States started losing and said, you know what, we're done sending our college kids, we're going to send our best. And so that dream team is one of the greatest things ever happened, right? With Michael and Magic and Bird and I mean, that was Ewing. That was unbelievable. One of the greatest things ever. Then the redeemed team that went over the next time. But does it matter anymore? And I don't know. I mean, this team, do you have to have stars for it to matter? This team was, to your point, Anthony Edwards is really good. Like, there's good players on that team. But like Jay said, these aren't the stars. These aren't the biggest. First of all, the biggest names in the NBA aren't majority Americans anymore, right? But if you said, LeBron, Steph Curry, Paul George, your best Americans, right? I mean, who would be your biggest name, high-profile Americans, right?
Oh, this team should not be that poor against Germany.
So is it coaching? Is it Steve Kerr?
Franz Wagner is a legit NBA dude.
They're good, but okay.
But you're saying they're not starting Brandon Ingram?
So is it the coaching? Was it Steve Kerr?
I think this is, to Jay's point, this is a young team that learned a hard lesson that Team USA basketball is different. And you're not going to coach just because it's not the Olympics.
Okay. Mike Krzyzewski and who else was always on the sideline? I always remember Krzyzewski. This was with Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Mark Few. We're on this coaching. I mean, it's a powerful coaching staff.
And for these guys, too, this is an opportunity to make your mark differently.
I think that's
because there's good players on this team. Like Tyrese Halliburton is the best player on the Indiana Pacers. But when the NBA season comes around, people don't talk about Tyrese Halliburton.
We don't talk about the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, but this is a chance to make your mark, to get on Team USA roster, to be on the Olympic basketball team. And it is disappointing. Not just lose. It's not because you lost to Germany. Like, there are good players on that team. There's NBA players. There's experienced professional players there. But it's kind of how they played.
Yeah.
Like, they can play a look at defense when it matters.
All right. Hey, when we come back, you want to play a little game?
Yes, I do. That sounds fun.
I'll throw this at you, and we'll call it 3 for all. I don't know. Take a look. And I know didn't give you any time to prepare. I didn't do it either. Take 3 bets off of the NFL schedule this week. I don't care if it's spread, if it's over under, and let's keep track, and we'll show how hard it is to win these damn bets. But let's take 3 bets each against the spread or the line, and give it to our listeners so they can go the other way and go make money. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football. As you go wherever it is you're going this weekend, to cross country or football or soccer or Lobo game, how's your car? I know it gets that way, right? It just happens. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. We're getting into gift giving season 2. This is as good a gift as you can give. I tell you all the time, I think a great gift is something people will love that they don't normally buy for themselves. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. What do they do for you? First of all, they detail your vehicle better than anybody else. Inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, around the tires, under the seats. It is that just pulled off the lot beauty to get in your car. Remember how cool that was? And they do it at your convenience, where it's convenient, when it's convenient for you. You don't take it to them. They come to you when it works for your schedule, where it works for your schedule. It's insanely wonderful. And On the Spot also offers a 10% discount to our military and to our teachers. Learn more. Schedule online. It's otsdetailing.com. otsdetailing.com.
Want to get We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build.
3 bets that each one of us think are the best, 3 bets we like off of this week's NFL schedule. And you should probably go against us. So let's go 1-1-1-1-1. JJ, you're up first. What do you like?
Pittsburgh plus 2.5 at home versus San Francisco 49ers.
That's my number one also. All right, so we're both on the same. Pittsburgh plus 2.5 versus San Francisco. We both love that. DC, what's your number one?
Well, my number one for right now, because it was short notice.
Yeah, I totally short noticed you.
So cool. I actually, this is a good way for me to do this, but Vikings plus 5.5 or minus 5.5 against Tampa Bay. I like that Vikings on that.
Yeah, I like that too. All right, JJ, what's your next one?
Green Bay plus 1 at Chicago.
Almost did that one too. I know you're the other way. That's at Chicago. All right, my number 2 is going to be Atlanta minus 3.5 at home versus Carolina. I just think they're better than Carolina, and I think they're going to show it.
All right, my number 2 would be the Saints minus 3 over the Titans. I know Edward said it'd be a good game, and it probably will be, but I think the Saints cover that for sure.
All right, and your third one?
The Los Angeles Chargers football team minus 3 at home over Miami.
This is an upset for me. We've heard all the negatives about the Colts. Right now, they're a 4.5-point dog to the Jags. I actually think at home they surprised the Jacksonville Jaguars and they cover at least. I don't know if they win, but I do think they cover the 4.5.
All right, I'm on that game too, but I'm taking the under. The under's 46.5. Jacksonville and Indianapolis.
That's a good one.
Don't see where Indianapolis is going to score that many points. I mean, Jacksonville might, but I got under 46.5. Jacksonville, Indianapolis. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll play this little game and see what we do with it, and we'll come back on. Hey, you want to keep score on this? Should we do this every week?
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of like the gut reaction to it, too.
I do, too.
Not overthinking it, just
Well,
make
but
your
now
play.
that we know it's coming, we're all going to think it through. But yeah.
We won't.
That's fair enough. All right, so there's I don't know, 9 different bets or
3 for all.
You're 3 for all, and you can go bet against us and make money.
All right, had someone
we're a bunch of idiots.
hit me up on the X and was like, "So how about that over the lock on the Thursday Night Football?"
Yeah,
Like,
we were all wrong on that. We all missed that, but we all did hit on take the lines,
Covered,
lines and the points. Adolph, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I was just kind of going through my mind the memory on Jerry Jones and that 1972 Olympic fiasco regarding the United States basketball team. With regard to Jerry, you see that the problem here with Jerry is that by his own admission, he's admitted in a documentary that in a hypothetical situation, another general manager of the Dallas Cowboys performing at the level that the current GM is performing at, meaning Jerry,
He'd get fired.
Jerry indicated that he would fire himself.
Yeah. Except for he won't.
Yeah. So in fact, he's the general manager in addition to being the owner.
Yep.
And like I said, he just admits in a documentary that he would fire any other person who was operating as a general manager for the Cowboys who was doing it at the same level that the current general manager is.
Job security's nice, isn't it? When you're the boss.
Is that Jerry, by his admission, can't fire himself. He doesn't want to.
Why would he?
So he wants to revel in the Cowboy success. But more importantly, he also has to own the failures. So, and regarding the 1972 USA Olympic basketball team, I was actually watching that game over 50 years ago, and it was basically stolen from them, the gold medal.
No doubt.
Yeah. And just as a segue here, or a backstory, some of those players on that team have instructed their heirs that even upon the death of the player on that team, no family member will accept silver medal from the International Olympic Committee. And those medals are still sitting in the IOC vaults.
Isn't that amazing?
Anyway, thanks for taking my call, fellas.
It's a great call. Thanks, Adolph. It's amazing. It was literally stolen. And if you go back and there's documentaries on that's one of those you guys should familiarize yourself with. It was stolen. And we had a great team. I think Henry Bibby was on that team. I know Doug Collins was on that team. You go back and look at it, and the game was over twice. The U.S. celebrated twice. Nope. We're going to replay it again. What do you mean what are we doing? Until they win, we're going to play this thing out. Hey, I want to finish my thought on this. So I started asking this question earlier. Is Jerry Jones, and you can tell me I'm ridiculous on this, becoming somewhat of a sympathetic figure? As he gets older and almost, I don't want to say, but I will, more desperate to win. And at 81, and he's owned it for so long, and he wants it so bad. Is there a part of you that's rooting for him to win the damn Super Bowl before he dies? before. And I'm not telling you he's ready to die. He's 81. How long
When you
is he
put
going
it
to run the
that
team?
way? Oh, and like before he dies, sure.
Well, before he stops running the team, before
you feel bad at like, no, die, old man, with no Super Bowl.
but
I'm sure half the audience is saying that right now.
but you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's a sympathetic figure for me. You know, not being a Cowboys fan, because I can understand what the why am I blanking? What Adolph just said.
Yeah.
Of, well, you know, Jerry Jones admitted this about what he would do to a general manager that had no success in the postseason, that had no NFC championship game, not even winning a Super Bowl. We're talking about getting back to an NFC championship game. So he becomes the guy that takes it. And I understand that. I don't think that if Jerry Jones goes away, that team is magically better in the playoffs. But when you're the face of it, you got hit it. So I don't think Jerry Jones is sympathetic. I think there is a dynamic that if you take a step back and you're not looking at it through Cowboy fan glasses, I can't sit here and keep saying that same old tired line that it's all Jerry Jones' fault.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. He spends money. He makes moves. At this point, I think he's a football guy, right? How long do you have to be in football to be a football? Do you have to play football to be a football guy? I don't know. How much football did Sean McVay play? Right? How much? Give me Les Snead. Give me a general manager. How much football did those guys play? At this point, I understand where he made his money and it was outside of football, but he's made a lot of money inside of football. Yeah, he's a great business guy. I don't know. At some point, aren't you a football guy? I mean, do you find him to be? Because I'm. It's weird for me. I'm almost softening on it, and I'm watching him say some of these things that are like, "What are you doing?" I almost want him to win one now, and I can't believe I'm saying that about the Cowboys.
It is kind of funny to hear, to be honest, because you don't hear that sentiment very often about Jones. But I can see it as he's getting older. He's aging in front of our eyes. You kind of want the best for him, and the problem though is he can't keep himself under control off the field.
Never could,
and that's why he's not sympathetic.
So, has Jerry Jones been good for football?
Yes. Yes.
Is the NFL better because Jerry Jones has been in it?
Absolutely.
I think so too. And so from that vein, and look, I'm not a Cowboy guy. And I don't want them to win because I don't want all these obnoxious Cowboy fans going, so we told you it is right. You haven't done anything in 28 years. But there's a piece of me that, you know what? That guy deserves his reward at the end of all this. That guy is put so much into it. I don't know. There's a piece of me that's kind of softening on that whole thing. I know you're on the phones, and we'll hear your thoughts on this when we come back. I got to take this break and think about it. Is Jerry Jones becoming, I don't know, a sympathetic figure? Are you easing up on him a little bit? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ozera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also.
Then, the Sports Animal.
That's a good catch. All right, so let's go to you, 505-246-0610. I asked the question, is Jerry Jones becoming a sympathetic figure? I don't know. I mean, after all these years and you're watching him say some of the stuff he's saying, I don't know. Karma would tell you, I think, hard work, you get a payoff. He's certainly worked hard. He spent money. Dan, good morning to you. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Dan.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Hey, is Jerry Jones sympathetic? No, he's pathetic, is what he is.
Right.
And, as far as him being an old man, how many stories have you read in literature where the old man in the sea, any of these stories where the old man at the end gets whacked? And that's what's going to happen with him. He's a pathetic character. Every time the Cowboys lose, I love it. And just to see him in the press box or in his office there when the Cowboys are on TV and you watch his face when they lose, it's priceless. And that's the way the Cowboys are. And one thing I want to say this before the beginning of the season. Cowboy fan, the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, the state of Texas was a Mexican territory. The Alamo wasn't built, and Joe Biden wasn't born. That's many, many years ago. That's all I got, fellas. Have a good day.
See you, Dan. Not sure that's all factually true, but it's actually pretty funny. Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Terry.
Good Friday to all of you. As always, thoughts and hugs to Austin, Addie, and Jack. To me, it was the memory. I think I was 13, and when they played the national anthem in 1972 and the podium's empty, and they're raising the U.S. flag, and I still can recall it. ABC covered the Olympics back then.
Jim McKay was on the
it was just one of them stoic moments of saying, nope, we're not dealing with this. We're not taking it. So, things can stick with you a long time, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. 88, the U.S. got just a bronze medal, and that's when pretty much said enough's enough and went to the dream team. On a quick little something where we have memories, I'm not a Swiftie, but with the passing of Jimmy Buffett, 1980, Compton Terrace in Phoenix, a grass amphitheater, we kind of moved the front rope, became the front row, and a great concert. And for everybody out there, in the immortal words of Jimmy Buffett, come Monday, you'll be all right. So you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Be safe.
See you. That's really good. We actually should play that on Monday, now that I think about that. Howie, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Howie?
Good morning, guys. Man, Detroit tried to give that game away last night, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The Chiefs weren't going to take it. It's almost like it slipped through Kadarius Toney's hands. Oh, it did.
Yeah, I was getting ridiculed by the boys because I was one of only 2 people that took Detroit in the points. So
really?
I did have the last laugh, but I'll be darned, that 4th down call just puzzled the hell out of me. I thought they would have kept it on the ground, but it sure was a horrible play. But they had a lucky rabbit's foot in their pocket, so that one panned out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
go ahead.
I like your pick of Pittsburgh over the Niners this week. I really like that pick. Going into Pittsburgh, I think that's a good one. I also like the Atlanta pick. So, it's just great. And here you go. This morning you were talking basketball and then politics before baseball. What the hell's going on, Jeff?
See ya, Howard. Enjoy the baseball this weekend.
Bye-bye.
John, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, John.
Oh, hey, Jeff, JJ. This is John, the U.S. Army veteran dude.
Hello, John, dude. Good to hear you.
Yeah, I text you guys here and there.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Well, I got you guys tuned in at 0700 hours each morning, and then when you guys go off the air, my man Jim Rome, and I love Jim. Jim is so good.
Good.
But I just wanted to tell you guys, man, my Broncos are going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders at home Sunday, and yeah, I know we got Sean Payton, and yeah, he's a new coach, and yeah, Russell Wilson this and Russell Wilson that. I got to tell you guys, man, I'm very reluctant. I don't know, man. Their offense every year is a disappointment, and I go back to the John Elway era. I've been a Bronco fan since 89, 90.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have to say on a Friday. And before I let you guys go, I got to tell you, man, you guys have the best sports talk show in the Albuquerque area, and you guys rock, man. You guys are spot on. I love it, and I love how you say, be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. That is so good.
Appreciate you, John.
By the way, Jeff, is that in memory of Jennifer Reardon?
It is. It is. Ever since the day Jen passed away, and I've got the wristband I've worn every day. It's on right now. If you're watching it, it's for the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. It was her thing to be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. And every broadcast that I've done to radio and TV since the day Jen passed, I've ended it with that. So yes, it absolutely is.
Well, that makes total and complete sense. And God bless you, dude.
Be well, John. Enjoy the weekend.
You guys have a damn good weekend, and we'll be talking to you soon. Later, bro.
Thanks for the kind words. What happened this last time? Where's everybody been like all day? Let's try to get one more in. Good morning, Ken. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, guys. Jerry Jones is not a humble man.
No.
The state of Texas, there's not a lot of humility in that state. Cowboy fans, for the most part, are arrogant, and every year is the year. So it's hard for that premise that you brought up about have some kind of sympathy for a multi-billionaire that is super arrogant and that has every single thing in life that he would ever want except winning. Yeah. So how in the world can just a normal person have any kind of,
Yeah, hey, Ken, we're up against the end. It's a great call, and I appreciate that. I just brought up the question, just kind of asking it. But let's talk about it next week. Have a great weekend because we're out of time. I get that. Just asking. I'm not telling you he's sympathetic. I'm just asking, are you starting to soften on him? That's all. But I get that. Arrogant, rich, has everything he wants. He's not going to get this. He doesn't get everything. I got it. Thanks to George Carter.
That's why people are so hard on you, Jeff.
Because I'm arrogant and poor. Thanks to George Carter and Nick Nate for being with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd after that. 2 Men On's here at 4, and then it's the Isotopes in Reno after that. We got football on Sunday. We got football on Sunday night. It should be a fun weekend. Adrian, terrific week on the visual side. DC, great week. Appreciate it. So glad you're here. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge weekend.
Hey, don't forget, I got, enjoy it, by the way. I got the call on TV for Lobo Football on the Mountain West Network with George Carter. If you can't get out there, please tune in and give us a look and a listen. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Enjoy it. We'll be back on Monday at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll talk to you then.
This weekend, head
We
to
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.